we will see CSS property position, and with this CSS position we will also discuss about four other properties, that is top, left, bottom and right. Okay, so the position CSS property determines how an element is placed in a document. The properties, you can say top, right, bottom and left, determine the final location of that position element. Okay, so you can use position value as relative, static, absolute, fixed or sticky. And in this video we will see all positions with example. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so there are a value for positions like top, bottom, left and right, and you can use as a value in pixel or in percentage. Okay, so you can also use auto and inherit. So the element will generally move away from a given side when its value is positive. Okay, and when you give negative, it will move to towards it towards the element. Okay, so let's start creating HTML. So first of all, I will add one div with container class, same class. Okay, and in container I will add, let's say, five more div. Okay, so let me add boxes as div and five boxes. Okay, okay, so here let me just add some CSS. Okay, so now we have another container. Okay, so let's start creating some CSS. So let me add, let's say we can give background color as white. Okay, so white color as one box. So right now it won't be anything. We need to give a width, let's say 20%, so we can give five boxes. Minimum height, let's give 40 pixel. Now we can see something. Yeah, you can see one box. Okay, so yeah, we have five divs and one box. Okay. We need to use display inline block, so you can see five boxes here. Let it get reload. Yeah, so width is there, inline block. Let me, yeah, you can see now you can see five blocks. Okay, let me add outline, one pixel, sorry, red. Okay, so you can see minor outline here. Yeah, you can see. So right now fifth box is not inline because we need to add one more property, margin inline, and that will be minus 2 pixel. And you can see this block will be set here. Okay, so this is five blocks, you can see, with display inline block. Okay, so now what we will do, we will add five different classes. Let's say box and box 1, box 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we can give independent value for position. Okay, for box 1 let's keep background color as let's say some light color. Okay, this looks fine. Box 2 as background color green. Okay, box 3 background color give like aqua. Okay, box 4 background color as, let's give it brown, and box 5 background color, keep it white. Okay, so you can remove this from here. Okay, now you can see five different background color for five box. Okay, why it is not? Yeah, it should be box 5. Yeah. So now you can see five different box, and let me give some more height. Let me give it to 80 pixel. Okay, you can see, right? So when you give position, not position, display inline block, you can see block side by side. Okay, so first of all, we will see position value as static. Okay, so the default property, a default value of position is static. So for example, the first box, if I apply position as static, it won't do anything because the default property is static. Okay, let me show you. For this box one, position is static, right? So what static means? So when you set any element as static, you cannot move that element in the document. So if you apply any top, let's say 300 pixel or left 20 pixel or anything, it won't work because any property has no effect on position set to static, right? So this is how the elements are positioned by default. So you can use this position static value as one method to undo the effect of top of an element. Okay, so you can use this static when you want to undo other elements effect. Okay, on the top on that element. So this is how static element works. A static position works. Okay, all right. Let's take another example. The second value, you can give position as relative. Okay, and let's see how relative works. So when you give relative, it won't change anything until you give the values like top, let's say 20 pixel. You can see the block is moving at the bottom because we have given top as positive value. If you give top minus 10, then it will be like this. Okay, so when top is set on element with the positive value, the element will move up or down in the relation to its original placement in the document. So let's say we don't have any top right now, so top will be 0, or you can say auto. Okay, 0 will be better. So when you set this element as relative, the top value is 0 by default. Okay, so when you set it to relative, the element will move up. How? If you give minus, it will move up, and if you give plus value, it will move down in the relation to its original placement. So what is the original placement? This one, 0. Okay, in this document. So this is how relative position works. Okay, so let me add top 30 pixel for example, so you can see. Okay, so this is example of relative. Okay, let's see example of absolute. So box 3, we can give position value as absolute, and let's see what happens. When you set this box, the box number 3 as absolute value, so the element will move up or down in the relation to its closest position ancestor. Okay, so right now you can see the box is overlapped, right? So this box 3 is now not on its original position until you can give a value like bottom, let's say 40 pixel, and you can see where this position absolute works. Okay, so now you can see bottom 40 pixel, let's give it some more, yeah, 100 pixel. So now you can see box number 3, this one is now absolute position. So this element has left its place, so the other element is already on its place. Okay, so let me give top and it will be at bottom. Okay, so let me give that value as well, top 40 pixel. You can give left as well 50 pixel, and you can see the difference. Okay, so one thing you need to note here, when you give left 50 pixel, it will start from this border. Why? So let me give left 0. Okay, first of all let me give left 0. So when you apply left 0, it will take left from its parent border. So you can see the area of its parent element container starting from here, right? And the position of this container is relative. Okay, so when you give left, let me open, yeah, when you give left as 0, it will position that element from this area. Okay, that is the start of its parent element and the first element which is position relative. Okay, so this is how absolute works. Absolute is really interesting when you work with multiple elements. Then you need to check if its parent element is position relative or not. Okay, so this is how absolute works. Here if you give right 0, then it will be starting from here. Okay, let it get reload. Yep, it is starting from here. And you can also give bottom as 0. So when you give bottom 0, it will ignore because we already have top, so it is already on bottom, right? So yep. Okay, this is how position absolute works. Okay, the next thing is position fixed. Okay, so when top is set on element with position fixed, the element will move up or down in relation to the browser's viewport. Okay, so right now we have given box 4 as position fixed. Okay, and let me give top 0, right? So you can see this box is at top with fixed position. You can also give left 0, top 0, then it will be on top left corner, right? So let me give top 0 and right also 0, then it will be right corner, right? So top right corner, yeah, this is. You can also give bottom right, and it will be bottom right corner. So this is taking in relation to the browser's viewport. Okay, so this is browser's viewport and it is fixed to the relation to the browser's viewport. The position of this element is fixed now. You cannot change the position. You can change but using bottom right or top or left. Okay. So in that case, we don't need to give bottom and right, and it will be top left. So sometimes you need to set some elements on a fixed position, and that time you can use this position fixed. Okay, so this is how fixed position works. Okay, so sometimes there you can think there is a no difference between absolute and fixed, but the difference is that you can see when you compare on a page. When you have scroll, then you can see the difference. Okay, so the next position value is sticky. Okay, so sticky is also interesting position. See, so right now the box 5 is sticky. Okay, but it won't do anything until you have scroll bar. So let me just comment this out, and this container, the second container, let me add another class, so I can add some height to add a vertical scroll bar. Okay, minimum height, let's say not 400, you can say 900 pixel. Okay, so you can see the scroll bar here. All right, so now we have scroll bar, and with box number 5 we have position sticky, and let's say top 0. Okay, let's see how this works. So now this is sticky. You can see when I scroll, it is stick to this top portion. Let me add bottom 0. Then it works. So it won't work right now because we don't have enough content to scroll. But when you keep it top 0, then this section or this element will be sticky. Okay, so when top is set on the element with position sticky, the element will move up or down in relation to the nearest ancestor with a scrolling box. Okay, and it is limited to the bounds of its containing element. Okay, so setting top on a sticky position element doesn't do much because its container is taller than it is. Okay, and you have enough content to scroll, so you have to keep this in your mind. So sometimes you might need to use this sticky element. For example, some web pages have a sticky menu or some sticky element. You can say a few chat options or some element that you want to keep stick at some position. Okay, so in that case you can use, or you can also let me show you. Right is 0, then this should stick to the right. So right now we don't have horizontal scroll bar, otherwise we can see that. But yeah, if we have horizontal scroll bar, then you can see this box, this element is stick to the right side. Okay, so this is how this sticky position works. Okay, so you have to keep this in your mind when you use position CSS property. Setting position to relative or absolute or static or anything won't work alone. You have to use top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, you might need to use all the values or few of the values. Not all the values all the time, but yeah, you might need to use right sometime or bottom, left, or top. All right. So that's all for this video, guys. If you like this video, please give me a like. If you want to see more videos like this, you can visit my channel. There are many videos on CSS3, JavaScript, WordPress, Node.js, and I am creating more videos on that. Also, if you have any suggestions, you can leave your comments below, and see you next time around. Thank you.